everybody. Chicago Sean here. Getting started with our Monday live Q&A support session. You're in the right place. This is a unscripted, unscheduled, it is scheduled, but it is unscripted Q&A session where all the content that gets discovered or discussed here is driven by you, the audience, who are asking questions. So I'll hang out here for a little bit until more people join in. All right, everybody, I see some people starting to come in. So I'll just remind you guys, for the ones who just joined in, this is a Q&A, live Q&A. So anything we talk about is going to be driven by you, the audience. So any questions you have, throw them at me. Boy, my swing trading portfolio has been thinned out quite a bit in the last few days since I last shared my screen with you early last week. These are my open positions, my open swing trades. This window here had a lot of trades, a lot of open trades in there last week. Today, we got 2 trades hanging tough. Safe, living up to its name. Safety. Safety in a crazy market. I just want to test something out here. Mike, I think you're listening. I just want to test my mute here because I haven't actually muted myself on this. So I'm going to go what I think is going to mute for a second and tell me if you hear me. Are you hearing me talk right now? 10-4, 10-4, 10-4. Are you hearing me now, buddy? All right, did you hear me talking there for the last 30 seconds or last 5 seconds? You hear me saying 10-4? Oh man, okay, so that doesn't work. I wonder what I need to do. Not that I'm needing to mute myself, but there are random noises here in my office that sometimes you don't want to hear. Like loud engines going by outside my window or something like that. Or my dog barking. That's actually more likely to happen. All right, well, I don't know how to do the mute, so well, we'll just deal with it. Oh, Michael's giving me something back channel here, a little speaker. What is that? Oh, this thing right here, huh? I just click. Aha, okay. That's not easily accessible, but it'll work. Thanks, Mike. All right, so let's take a look at the S&P. What's it doing today? I mean, pretty solid bounce on any normal day, but considering where we've come from, When you look at this daily chart here, woo, boy, we got a lot of room to get back to quote unquote normal. How'd you guys handle this? How'd you guys handle this sell-off? Did you freak out? Did you get spooked? Did you dump everything? Did you go to the mattresses? Did you call Robinhood and say, "Give me back all my money"? Oh wait, Robinhood's not answering their phones today. But look at this. Believe it or not, there are 3 stocks that have made all-time highs today. Everbridge, this EVBG. That's a beautiful looking chart. Don't tell these guys about coronavirus. They have no idea what you're talking about. SYNH, well, it had a crazy tick higher at one point that was in fact a new all-time high. 47, that looks like a buyout, so don't get too excited about that one. Although look at that on Friday. Somebody knew something. Bunch of trades happened around the $60 range, and then Monday, buyout at 93 and change. SEC, you watching? Pay attention to who traded over here. Let's see what else is moving today. What's Holly gotten into today? Let's pull up the Omni AI channel and so we can see all the trades in one place. Let's check her out. Good mix of long trades and short trades. It's good to see. Biggest winner today was this KPTI. Biggest winner so far. Wow. Wow, Holly, that's a great entry there at the open. Kind of swam around sideways for a little while and then boom, picked up steam later, about an hour after the entry. And now you're sitting on a 16% gain. If you're still holding, hopefully you are. I mean, there really hasn't been any reason to get out of this trade if you join Holly and you had all day to get into it. I shouldn't say all day, but you had a good hour and a half to position for this breakout. It's a nice trade. Well done, Holly. Well done. But for full disclosure, let's take a look at the other side. Our worst loser today, this APDN. Oh yeah, bought this one right into that opening ramp and got immediately rolled over on. That happens, that's trading. Also, when you're trading these sub $10 stocks, it's not too hard to take a 15% licking on any one trade. Comes with the territory, so know what you're getting into. So I'm just sitting here, I'm at your service, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a question, you want to know how to use certain features of trade ideas, you want me to walk through any examples of the software, please throw them into the questions panel there in the chat panel. I'll see them, and we will cover what needs to be covered. And we're doing these every day, by the way, every day, noon Eastern, Monday through Friday, or at least every trading day, Monday through Friday. If there's a holiday in there, we won't be live on those days. But this is a great place to come to get questions answered, to learn about things that you might not have otherwise known about. We're here for you. And of course, on this same channel, at this same web address, you could always, all day long now, join Barry's trading room. Barry broadcasts all day. He takes a little bit of a break for this, for me, for us at noon Eastern to go through the open Q&A. But for the rest of the time, Monday through Friday, at this channel, you'll see Barry's live trading room where you get to see a live trader, an actual trader, trading with real money throughout the trading day using Trade Ideas software. So if nothing else, you'll learn about the software and you'll see how an expert trader engages with the market every day. So that's great for people who are not only new to trade ideas, but maybe you're just new to trading altogether and you're trying to learn some best practices and things to look for. Well, Barry's your guy. Barry's a long-time trader, excuse me, and man, he's good. He's good. Well, boy, we're off to a slow start in the questions panel, so I'm going to start singing show tunes pretty soon if nobody starts hitting me with questions. I'll look through some of these Holly trades here. Let me change my channel to my AI Swings channel. This is what I do every day. When the market's getting towards the close of the day, I'll look through all the trades that Holly did and consider some swing trades. Although, boy, tough market to be entering any new swing trades right now. But I'll look at all the long trades that Holly gets into today. I primarily look at the longer term charts, so the monthly chart here on the left, the weekly chart just over from it. I'm looking for stocks that are in some long-term uptrends to buy for swing trades, but as you can see, none of these charts look too appealing. This KPTI, maybe, but man, there's a lot of overhead supply on that $40 range, which I would be competing with. PRAA does not look so good. Mini, yeah, not so great. Nothing. So probably won't be doing. I haven't put any new swing trades on all last week for obvious reasons, as the market was getting destroyed. Not a good environment for buying long swing trades. But looks like that's going to continue at least for another day. If this market rally continues that we're having today, if we have some follow through, well, maybe tomorrow we'll have some new swing trades to get involved in. But look, there's never a rush to get involved in trades when there's a market like this. Now, if you're fast and you know what you're doing and you're opportunistic, volatile markets can be a fantastic market for quick trades. Okay? The key word is quick and small. I should also throw that out. Keeping your share size small in an environment like this will pay immense dividends, not only for your accounts, but also for your emotional well-being. Okay, someone's got an idea for the new similar tab would be to also display other strategies the ticker appeared in. That is a good idea. That is a good idea. I don't have the similar tab on my thing. I got to update my software, it looks like. This guy's talking about in our single stock windows here. See how there's detail, news, profile, insiders. There's also a new tab in the latest versions that's called similar. Shows you other stocks similar to this. I have not updated. Sometimes, as you guys have learned, it's hard to keep up with all the updates the dev team at Trade Ideas puts out. They're putting out updates every week, sometimes multiple times in a week. So I just haven't updated yet. Sorry. Promise to get that done for the next one. Which, by the way, for those of you who don't know, whenever you want to upgrade your software on Trade Ideas, it's real simple. Just go to our homepage, trade-ideas.com. Up at the top where it says products, you could click on that. That'll take us to the downloads page where you could download the latest beta version of the software. Don't worry, you're not going to lose any of your settings. You're not going to lose any of your things in the cloud. You're not going to lose any of your layouts. All you just need to do is download the latest version. Follow the on-screen instructions. It'll handle everything for you. It'll open back up and everything will look the way you want it to look. Don't worry. It's super easy. It just takes a couple minutes. Who's got some good trade ideas to play this bounce? Anybody? Anybody seen anything that looks exciting? I mean, if you're an options trader, boy, selling some premium around here has got to be tasty. It's got to be top of mind for anybody who trades options. You want to be a net seller of premium here. I would not be buying calls or puts in this situation. SEAC got thrown into the chat. Let's see what's going on there. Well, I'm not gleaning anything from that chart. I'm not even sure what they do. Let's see what they do. What's their profile? Manufacturing. Sea Change International. That's a company I'm not familiar with, but hey, you know what? It's held up. It's held up reasonably well, all things considered, this past week. I mean, it's a cheap stock, so that's out of my lane. For any of you who don't know me, I don't like to trade stocks below $10 a share, but that's just my preference. I'm not making a value judgment to anybody, but I don't like stocks under $10 or under $12 a share just because they move too quick for me. I don't want to get stuck in a stock that can lose 10% just in a normal reactionary move. That's tough for risk management purposes. But on the flip side, that means I miss those $100, 100% layups that everybody seems to be talking about these days. All these stocks that go from $1 to $3 and they're all up 200% and they're all proud of themselves. Well, I don't get to play in any of that excitement, and I'm fine with that. Let's see what else we got here. Let's look through. Just curious to see what stocks gapped higher this morning. Actually, I got my own personal pre-market channel that I prefer. Let me go there. See what stocks gapped today, both up and down. Ooh, well, this is the buyout that we saw earlier, this FTSV. KPTI, this one is, so that gapped open 43% and it's run higher since. Holly caught that trade, very nice. Codex, this thing's been going. Co-Diagnostics has been going pretty crazy the last few days, hasn't it? Space is moving. Ingersoll Rand, what happened there? That's got to be a split or something. See if we can see anything from the news here. Yeah, that's got to be a stock split that our data provider has not accurately reflected. Just let me check something else out on a different chart on my other platform here on the other computer. Yeah, that's just a. No, actually, yeah, it looks the same on the other chart. So yeah, they just need to update that. I'm sure that's a split of some kind. VIR Biotech. Crazy market indeed, that is for sure. Hey Mike, if you're listening, I think you are. I'm noticing a bug here. Appears to be a bug. My top list here, my open positions top list, is showing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 or 9 stocks here. But as you can clearly see in my Brokerage Plus, I only have 2 open positions. So something is not talking to the other thing between these two. That looks like a new bug. Yeah, it's not that I haven't had any executions today. Have to look into that. Let's see if I can see anything here. Oh, it's my holdings, so it should be doing it right. All right, I'm gonna put some music on so you know that I'm here. JF wants to know about the data in my brokerage plus. The price data, is that shown there? Is that TI or IB? This is TI data. I am not connected to Interactive Brokers. This is paper trading, as you can see across the top. Simulated trading. I'm using the simulator here. And the sim data all comes direct from Trade Ideas. But you bring up a good point there, JF. If you are live trading connected to your Interactive Brokers account, you're going to want to make sure your Interactive Brokers account has live data. Otherwise, things will get wonky. So make sure you're paying for live data at IB. I forget what they charge. I think it's $5 a month or $10 a month. But you're going to need that live data at IB. Personally, I can't wait until we get a new brokerage partner to come in, a commission-free brokerage partner. It does things a hell of a lot simple. It doesn't nickel and dime you on things like data. It's going to be a nice thing for everybody. Stay tuned on that. Hopefully this music isn't too loud in your speakers, but helps dull the pain of a quiet show. Interesting anecdote is the markets have gotten crazy the past week. The support that we constantly do here at Trade Ideas, whether in these live sessions or people coming to our live chat on our website, has dwindled. I think people are just distracted. Everybody's trading so much, or maybe they're just worried about the positions that they're not even focused on learning the best that they can with Trade Ideas. But it's been interesting to observe. Jason, you want to ask about how we can create a new alert window? Or no, you want to talk about your alert window? Well, sure, Jason. What would you like to share with us, my friend? You're working on a far from moving average alert trade scan. Cool. Have you back tested it? Have you used the back testing function within Trade Ideas to see if you got any kind of semblance of an edge? It's always a good place to start. Back tests are never perfect, of course, and they certainly cannot predict the future, but it's always nice to know if at least if you have an upward sloping equity curve on an alert window, that's a good start. It means you're onto something. Uh-oh, don't look now. S&P looks like it's starting to roll over a little bit. Well, no, that's nothing. Intraday chart, that's just a normal pullback. Right now we're still above Steve Gomez's guiding hand moving average here. You see it in my chart here on the right. As long as we stay above that, as long as we hold above that line, things should be good and steady. But if that line breaks, well, then all bets are off. Who knows? We could be in for some sideways chop or a resumption of all the scariness. I don't know about you folks, but I turned off the news this weekend. Well, I always turn off the news. For those of you who don't know me, I am a serial ignorer of the news, but I especially ignored the news this weekend, and I slept like a baby. I hope you did too. Jason, your question is, I did a time frame window from the 27th, not a back test. What is the difference? Well, if you've built an alert, you can back test that alert strategy to see if it actually has any potential. So see how I've got an alert window here on my screen, my all-time highs. This might not do a good back test. I don't actually trade this as a strategy, but if you want to back test a strategy in your alert window, simply right click anywhere in that window, choose back test strategy, and that's going to launch our odds maker window. Odds maker is our back tester. So I would go through here and go through the tabs and make sure I got everything set the way I want it to be set as far as risk management is concerned, when you would get in and out of trades, etc. I'm skipping over all the details here, but assuming I got everything set the way I want it to be set, I can then hit simulate buy. It's a long strategy. And you will see, once this thing runs through its paces, you will be able to see the results of this back test. And this is a good starting point once you see these results if you're building a strategy. So you want to see an equity curve that's sloping up and to the right. And this one does. Now, that's a pretty volatile equity curve. This is just an example, but this is a good place to start. If I've got a strategy and my equity curve looks like this, well, okay, all right. I'm onto something here. This is a good thing to check out. Now, I should warn you, Jason, if you're new here and you have a standard subscription to Trade Ideas, you are able to run the backtester, but you're only going to be able to run it 10 times. After you've run it 10 times, if you want to continue using the backtester, you're going to have to upgrade to a premium subscription because the backtester is a premium feature. But we give you 10 to try it out in the standard subscription, but I encourage you to do so. And if you want some lessons on how to use the backtester, I'm not going to really work through it here on this thing, but there are, if you go to our YouTube channel, which you are there now, I believe, if you're watching this live, we've got a video in there. Just search OddsMaker or backtester. You will find a number of how-to videos to use our backtester. For someone like you, it might be a worthwhile use of your time to check that out. Raj, Barry's chat room is on hiatus right now. It's taking a little time out, a little lunch break, so to speak. You are in the right place. This is the channel. This is the place, the destination where Barry's channel is, where Barry's trade room is. But what we're going to do is he's going to broadcast most of the day at this channel, but he's going to take a break for 1 hour every day at noon Eastern so that the rest of the training team can do a live Q&A. For anybody who wants to have just ask any general questions about the platform, how to use different features. So that happens every day from noon Eastern for 1 hour. And then Barry will resume and do his thing. So you're in the right place, Raj. Just hang tight. Damien, I see your question. You were not able to trade both a simulator account and a live IB account at the same time. You'll have to toggle between the two. So in the Brokerage Plus window here, I'm connected to Sim Trading at the moment, but if I want to trade my Interactive Brokers account, I'll have to disconnect my Sim and then log into my Interactive Brokers. I do not have an Interactive Brokers account connected, so that's why that window pops up for me. Aja, what you're observing in my charts up here, I've got a 50-day, this is a daily chart right here. I got a 50-day moving average and a 200, I thought this was a 200-day, but apparently it's a 212. You can see it up there in the header. I don't know where 212 came from. Let's fix that. Should be a 200. Not that it's really going to make that much of a difference. 200-day moving average. There we go. Yep. I keep my charts pretty simple, guys. I like a 50 period moving average on a daily chart and a 200 period moving average. On my 5-minute chart, I got a VWAP, excuse me. I got the VWAP indicator right there. That's really all I need in my charts. Oh, then on my wider lens here on my S&P 500 chart, this is my static S&P 500 chart. This moving average here is a 10 period moving average, and these are 15-minute candles. So it's a little bit of a wider time frame for an intraday chart. Yeah, Jason, we do not have EMA filters when you're building a top list or an alert window. We only have SMA filters, but really, you're just splitting hairs. They're the same thing. I'll fight you to the death if you disagree. You're just splitting hairs. But yeah, no reason why we can't build EMAs someday. In fact, if it were up to me, I'd say, let's get rid of SMAs and let's just have EMAs because that's all anybody asks for. But then, of course, if we do that, then we'll get the guys complaining that we don't have SMAs. But at the end of the day, they're both the same thing, honestly. You're really splitting hairs. No, you cannot add an SMA value to a single stock window. I wish we could, because that's something that gets asked for a lot. In a single stock window, which I have right here, if I right click, go to configure, and I search for things like SMA, I could see change from SMA, a variety of change from SMAs, but I cannot add the actual SMA score to my single stock window. But you could find it in your chart, guys. I mean, it's really quite simple. If you got the chart up, just drag your, well, if you don't have your mouse or your, if you don't have your arrow on the chart, up in the headers there, it's going to show you the score. There it is. SMA, my 50 period SMA is 325.60. It's right there. Okay? And I could, wherever I move my cursor, I'll see the score listed up there in the header. See where it says SMA 315.0? So you can get that score value. You're just going to have to find it on your chart. You're not going to see it in a single stock window. All right, Jason. It sounds like you got what you need. Hey, look at that. Magically, my top list window is working. Mike, did you do something behind the scenes? Look at that. My top list is now working. It's only showing the 2 open positions. You know what? You know what it probably was? Is I reconnected. That's what it was. When I disconnected before and I reconnected, fixed whatever glitch was there. Which, by the way, that's a good lesson for all of you guys. Whenever Trade Ideas is acting wonky, if it's acting wonky, if you don't feel like you're getting any live data, your data's slow or something like that, a quick little thing you could try. Doesn't always work, but go to your TI menu bar at the top, go to Account, and hit Reset Connection. Many times that will fix whatever issue you're having with data. Randolph, you're asking about, or Damien, sorry, you're asking about questions about position sizing in Brokerage Plus. So let me walk you through a little bit how to do that. I'm assuming you're talking about Holly trades. So let's go to the Holly AI tab. Okay, let's go to Holly AI tab, And if I want to apply this to all my strategies, it's easy. I just kind of select them all and then right click and go edit long trading instructions. You'll also have to do it for edit short trading instructions as well. But let's do this. We'll edit long trading instructions. So now what we're doing here is position sizing based on stop loss. You can see it now. You can do it by fixed dollars, fixed shares, or based on stop loss. Now, if you use a based on stop loss, you can fix the amount of dollars you're willing to risk. Let's say I want to risk $100 per trade. Regardless of what size my account is, I'm only comfortable risking $100 of my account on any one trade. So if I set it to that, then what's going to happen is any trade that Holly executes for me on my behalf, she's going to size the trades accordingly such that if my stop loss gets hit, the stop loss that was set by Holly, if that gets hit, the most I will lose is $100. All right, so Damien, you're not asking about Holly, you're just one of your own strategies. Okay, so let's go to the Strategies tab, Brokerage Plus. I've got the strategies here. Let's go to my swing trade buys strategy. So if I want to change the share size, I right click, go to Edit Trading Strategy, and then Order Details. So this is actually a two-part. You got to use these two tabs: Order Details and Risk Management. So first, let's set your how much you're willing to risk. So again, if I want to do risk $100 per trade based on my stop loss, I could set that right there. Okay, that's how I set how much I'm willing to lose. And now, if you want to set the stop loss level that you want to use in the trades, like the stock's stop loss level, here in the Risk Management tab, you go to stop loss. You could use percent, dollars, or filter. I'm going to use percent. And I can set it at 5 or let's say 10. No, let's use 5. 10 sounds aggressive. 5%. So what this means is whenever I enter a trade with this strategy, my stop loss is going to be set 5% away. So if this is a $100 stock and I get in at $100, my stop loss will be set at $95. That's 5% away from the current stock price. And so based on how much I'm willing to risk in the stock, then it's going to size my position such that I only lose $100. Okay? Hope that made sense. Good questions, Damien. By the way, folks, there's a bunch of you here right now, and we've got until the top of the hour to continue answering questions. I'll do the best I can. I don't know the answer to everything, but I know the answer to many things. So, come get me. Okay. And for those of you waiting to join Barry in the trading room, he'll be back live, I believe, right after the top of the hour. Once I conclude this session, he will jump back in and crush it, hopefully, for the remaining of the trading day. S&P, hanging tight. Was Friday the capitulation day in this coronavirus-led down move in stocks? Who knows? Sure felt like one. Fortunately, we'll only know with the benefit of hindsight. But yeah, if you look at that daily chart, S&P, going back to last week, big green hammer there on Friday with a lot of volume. I mean, look at that volume. I mean, that volume is what, 3-4 times what it was, pretty much all of the fall and winter. That's pretty significant. That's pretty significant. To me, the trader in me says, at least in the short term, the near term, the bottom is in. But I've been wrong before, and I will no doubt be wrong again. Damien, let's go back here. Edit trading strategy. The $100 you're willing to risk per trade, you put that here in the order details tab. Okay? Based on stop loss, you do it right here, risk value. That's how much you're willing to risk. Maybe this could be a little clearer on our site. I think I would agree with that. But yeah, this is where you risk. That's how I've got this set to risk $200 of my account on any one trade. Okay? So order details tab, risk value, that's where you put that number in. Should get like a little bell in my YouTube thing that rings when somebody leaves a comment. That would be helpful. What was that trade of the day that Gomez put out today? Was that SMH? I believe it was. I believe it was. So far, looking pretty good. Looking pretty good, Steve-O. Yep, SMH is the trade of the week. So anybody who follows, who gets our email, the weekly email trade of the week, if you like it and it's making you money, be sure to give a shout out to Today Trader, Steve Gomez. He's the guy that runs that. He does a great job. I'm going to put his Twitter handle in the chat there. Today Trader. Give him a shout. Steve-O's working hard, trying to make you some money. And right now, that SMH trade he's talking about looking pretty good. If this market, if this bounces in, you can expect that the SMH, the semiconductor index, this is semiconductors, right? No, finance and insurance. My bad. Finance and insurance. Wow, Steve's a magician ninja, finding all the best opportunities where it's not so obvious. Steve, if you're listening, shout out! Steve's been on and off the DL. A little hospital visit, getting some surgery done. Our boy Steve, he's doing good though. Oh, no worries, no worries. Oh, Steve is here. Hey, Steve. What's up, buddy? Steve, your last two calls, killing it. I mean, that call last week, going to cash, boom. I know that's not a sexy trade for people who are looking to get involved in something, but you know what? Sometimes the best trades are the ones where you sit on your hands and do absolutely nothing. And anyone last week that sat on their hands and did absolutely nothing, I'll bet you they're better off than 80% of the traders out there who traded furiously all week. So good job, Steve. That was awesome. So we got 15 minutes here till the top of the hour, folks. I'm here for you to answer your questions as best I can. So come on at me while you still got me. It looks like you got a little Steve Gomez hanging in the wings there in the chat box, so he's here to help as well. Otherwise, I'm just going to put on the fresh tunes. sorry to any of you people here who are paying attention, who are Robinhood traders. Understand they're having some issues today. I don't know, man. I don't know if Robinhood's the best vehicle if you're an intraday trader. This today being a good example, but Robinhood's great if you're a swing trader, I think. I mean, I don't swing trade with it. I have a small account for my son, and he's just buying and holding stuff forever. He's 5 years old, so he's not too worried about it. But if you're a swing trader or buy and holder, Robinhood is a fantastic app for that. But if you're an active intraday trader, well, you're learning a tough lesson today from what I hear. People having trouble logging in, getting access to their positions. That's a nightmare for an intraday trader. All right, Steve, take care, buddy. We'll see you tomorrow. Jeff asks, is there any thought about maybe changing the arrows on the chart when a short sell signal is given in my down short scans to red and pointing down instead of the blue up arrow? Let me see if this addresses your issue, Jeff. If I right click in my charts and if I go to properties, now is this where it is? Or is it smart risk level? Maybe I'm not understanding the question. Let me read that again. Oh, I see what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Jeff. Okay, so when there's an alert, so let me click on an alert. So I clicked on an alert, and in my charts, you can see the blue arrow that's pointing up. And so I see what you're saying, Jeff, is like if this was a short, if the alert was for a short trade, it would make more sense for your eyes and your brain if that arrow maybe was above the price action pointing down. Totally get that, Jeff. I know what you mean. Not a bad idea, to be honest. That's not a bad idea at all. This just kind of defaulted as all the arrow is pointing as it's pointing to the candle in which the alert happened. That's what's happening here. But I like the idea of having the arrow change direction depending on whether it's a long breakout alert or a short breakdown alert. You know what, Jeff? If you could do me a favor, when my dev team hears suggestions for me, they say, yeah, Sean, I'll put that at the back of the list of these 7,000 other suggestions you gave me. But when they hear suggestions from our customers, that takes a lot more precedence. So I'll tell you what, Jeff, if you could put that suggestion into an email, I'll put the email address in here for you in the chat room. It's info@trade-ideas.com, right there in the chat room. If you could put that into an email and send it to our team, I promise you it'll get looked at by the right people and it'll get thrown into the priorities list. And I think it's a really great suggestion. You could tell them I said so. I think it's a great idea. All right, cool. Thanks, Jeff. I see a few people have joined the chat or the show here in the last few minutes. A little reminder or let you know what we're doing here. This is the daily training session or Q&A session that happens every day at noon Eastern, where we just answer questions. Whatever you got, we'll handle them as best we can. And then Barry will be back with the trading room starting at 1:15 p.m. Eastern. He'll be back and he'll take you into the close or close to the close. So if you're looking for Barry's trading room, you're in the right place. We're just taking a break, middle of the day. It's going to be the new format going forward here. If you look at, if you're on the YouTube channel right now, well, of course you are, but if you're looking at my screen, just below where it says trading room, it says the hours. So from 9 to 11:45 a.m. Eastern will be Barry in the trading room, and a support session from noon to 1 p.m. Eastern. And then back to Barry in the trading room from 1:15 to 3 p.m. Eastern every day. Oh, Jason, I'm sorry. I lost your consecutive candle question. Let me scroll up. I see it. Any suggestions in setting up consecutive candle moving down in 5 minutes? Blah, 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 blah. Well, let's see. I don't know if I have suggestions, but let's work through it. Let's open up a new alert window. You're looking for consecutive candles, so let me start from scratch. Let's go to the search tab. I'm going to type in consecutive, if I can type, consecutive candles. So those are the filters that we have. Let me see here. 5 minutes. So you want 5-minute candles. So let's do that. Let's add that filter, 5-minute candles. I'm going to add that filter. How many consecutive candles do you want down? I don't know. Let's say 3 consecutive candles at a minimum. Okay. So that's our first filter. So the price action has to have a minimum of 3 consecutive candles. Okay, good. 8-day. You want the stock to be under the 8-day SMA. Okay, great. Let's go back to the search tab. Let's type in SMA. Got a lot of SMA filters. Change from 8-day SMA right there. I'll add that filter. You want it to be under. So we'll set a max value of 0.01. Let's just check our work by hitting the Show Me button. Show me stocks with prices below the 8-day SMA. Prices at the SMA. Oh, you know what? I got 0.1 above. I don't want 0.1 above. I got to put a negative value here. See, that's why we check our work. There we go. Show me stocks with prices at least 1.1%, 0.01% below the SMA. Okay, excellent. And then RSI is moving from 30 down to 20. That one might be a little tricky. Let's put this in RSI. Not sure. Well, 5% under 20-day, whereas we also have that. Oh, yes. I skipped one step. Let's come back to the RSI for a second. Let's go back to 20-day simple moving average. There's another requirement there. Change from 20-day simple moving average. Add that filter. You want it to be 5% under. So maximum 0.05. Or no. 0.5. No point. Just 5. Right? Let's make sure. What am I doing? -5. Boy, if my brain would work in half as well today as it needs to. Price is at least 5% below the 20-day SMA. Okay, so I got that filter in. Yes, you would want to add a run. I mean, right now we've got just the filters. You're going to want some kind of alert. We don't have an alert set. Running down now, it could be a great alert. Running down now, that's one we can add. You might also want just a new intraday low as well. Okay, so if you leave for intraday low, for a new low, I'm sorry, if you leave this box blank, then that'll be an intraday low. So that's probably something that'll help. The running, not running up now. We want running down now. Let me choose that, running down now. This would be a good filter too. I mean, but you'll have to put a value in here, maybe like 25 cents or something. Stock ran down 25 cents in the most recent candle. That could be helpful. So you just want to make sure you got that box checked. Now, as far as the RSI component that you were asking for, I don't know if I have. I don't know if I have what you need for that. We have a filter, but there's no there's no alert when it's crossing anything. I could set a filter that shows me where it is within the RSI. So let me scroll back over. Was it RSI moving from 30 down to 20? So if you took like say the 5-minute RSI, added that filter, and had a max value of say 30. No, you want it to be 20, right? 20. Okay, that'll show you stocks that are below that level, but it's not going to show. It's not going to alert you the moment it crosses through. So here we got a summary. We got the new low set. We got a running down now alert set, and the stock has to be. Did you want it up or did you want it down? 3 consecutive candles in a row. I think you wanted under 3, didn't you? Let's go back. We want 3 down consecutive candles. Let's go back to the Windows Specific Filters tab. Not 3. We want -3. Is that right? Let me check this work. There you go. Yep, stock was down at least 3 candles in a row. That's what we want. Okay. So now we got, these are the alerts, new low or running down now alert. And the filters are, stock has to be down at least 3 candles in a row. RSI can be no more than 20. Stock is below, 5% below its 20-day moving average. And it's also currently at least below its 8-day moving average. So that hopefully would work. We'll call this Jason's alert. Jason's alert. Let's launch it. Let's take a couple looks at it. Let's hit see today's history. So we got HUD. I mean, woo, that's a stock that's looking pretty ugly. Something I definitely would like to be short. Let's see TYBS. That's a thin stock. That's no good. So IGTY. That was after a pretty aggressive sell-off. That one probably didn't work out, but it looks like it's doing what you want it to do, what it's supposed to do. That's the good news. Not sure why the arrows are not pointing up here. Seem to have lost the arrows. There's arrows. Anyway, Jason, I don't know if I answered your question there, but I gave you some ideas at least. Oh yeah, you want to see the summary? Sure. Let's go right-click, configure. I can go to the summary tab. There you go. You taking notes? I'll leave that up on the screen there for a minute. By the way, folks, we're going to end this Q&A at the top of the hour, so last call for questions. Otherwise, Barry will be back in 15 minutes at 1:15 to take you all the way to the close. That's Barry's live trading room. If I set an alert on a chart, is there a way to B+ auto trade if the alert is set? Bert, at the moment, no, that is not available, but it is a high priority for our dev team. It's a feature that we all want, all here at Trade Ideas and many of our customers. So I can tell you with a high degree of confidence that it's in the works. The sooner the better. You're welcome, Bert. And you're welcome, Jason. All right, folks, last call for questions. Otherwise, Barry will be able to help too if you got further questions. When Barry comes into the room at 1:15, he'll be able to answer questions as well. Barry he's a saint, I'll tell you that. All right, Jason, give me a thumbs up if you're cool if I take this alert config window down. All right, cool. All right. All right, we'll do one quick look-see here, see if anything changed. S&P still holding above Steve Gomez's guiding hand. Gomez, you got to put a trademark on that thing. You and Brian Shannon with your cool indicators. Brian Shannon is, we refer to him around here as the godfather of anchored VWAP. Brian's a good friend. Well, folks, I think we're coming to our end here. I don't know if any of you streaming or watching live are located in the Colorado area like me, but we're having a trader meetup in Denver tonight. Come on out. Hit me up on Twitter if you want details. I'll put my Twitter handle here in the chat. I am Chicago Sean. Please join me. For some reason I can't type in my chat right now. So you'll just have to trust me. I'm at Chicago Sean. Come on out and hang out. All right, folks. I think my computer that I have my YouTube channel, chat channel on, seems to have frozen. So I'm not sure if anyone has sent me any questions beyond Jason saying yes, thanks. That's the last thing I see. So I apologize if I'm not seeing your question. Yeah. So I'm going to shut it off here, folks. Thanks for joining me. Barry will be back at the top or quarter past the hour in 15 minutes. So join him there. Thanks for hanging. We'll be back tomorrow, noon Eastern, doing the same thing.
All right, guys, I'm back to streaming live on YouTube, the YouTube channel. So we have an hour, 12 to 1. A lot of Q&A with, I don't know who put it on today, if it was Andy and Steve. Boy, is that ever fast. I mean, this YouTube is so responsive now. No lag whatsoever. Look at that. It's just changed. Wow, no lag whatsoever. Interesting. So you have an option. You can, if you don't care about seeing other people's posts and you just want to listen to me and watch the charts, then you can go to the YouTube. Then you can use the YouTube channel. I just don't think Saber's that dynamic, Frank. It's just not dynamic. It's doing the same thing it did to me on Friday. I mean, it did have a little pop down. It came up, but it's just, there's a lot in the float. And it really has not recovered. I mean, listen, if it goes positive somehow, maybe, but it just hasn't. It hasn't really taken part in the market rally at all. Look at it, just doing nothing. So have to be other. For me, there have to be other things to concentrate on. Was that directed to me? No static at all? Is that directed to me or somebody else? Oh, I think you were talking. Okay, guys. Hey, I'm watching my. Oh, I see. Okay. CBAY. Another one you can just see, not today probably, but if it can take a 220 or so, look at the room it's got, CBAY. Well, guys, I've only taken the two trades today. It's just been very quiet for me. The ELA and the PRTK early. I've not participated in the market rally yet. Now, this could be interesting. This BVN. The BVN, Buenaventura Mining. I think it's a gold play. Precious, mainly in Peru. That gold, silver, lead, zinc. So it's a big mining company. GVA. Now, this one is definitely not participating in the market rally. GVA. This is a breakdown here, and the low is 19.99 from last week. So this is below the low. There's really no support for GVA. I guess it took it too. All right, guys, it is now time for me to do my video. I'm going to try to take not quite as much time, but so I say 150. I hope to be back before then, but today is Monday, so there's no marketing meeting. All right, well, BVN definitely with that number of shares starting to work well. There's a tight stop. And GVA the same, not participating. Neither of these participating in the market rally. So what I'm going to do is, because I'm going to do my video, I'm just going to flatten, get out of both, and because I can't really watch them while I'm doing it. So, all right, we'll see you at around 150. Where are you? So again, without paying any attention really, or very mild attention for my simulated trading, it's up 215. You, of course, when you're doing it, you pay way more attention. You're, depending on what you've chosen to course and how you've handled the trade, should be better. Okay, guys, we will see you at around 150. All right, guys, I'm back, and man, I'm really broken up. I did not realize that, about poor old Dusty. Man, oh man. I know you guys who don't know who we're talking about, but he was a genuine character, and he was a huge asset to this room. And then one day he just disappeared, and I guess now we know why. Oh man. Whew. Okay. Well, it's in the other room, in the off topic. Oh, I didn't see that. I didn't see that. That Torps posted that. Yeah, man. I know we're deviating from trading here, guys, but it's a real loss for the community. I mean, he hasn't been here for almost, well, I don't know, it's 2 years now, or 1 year, or whatever it is, a year and a half. But geez, wow. Just goes to show, guys. I mean, we make a lot of friends or acquaintances online, and then all of a sudden, you don't see them, and oh well, it's really too bad. Really, really too bad. Hmm. Oh well, I guess back to trading. Anyway, guys, the ELA is starting to work for me very well. As crazy as it sounds. Yeah, and I have to, yeah, I have to find out why these are being taken again. It doesn't make any sense to me. Well, for me, the E-minis, I had my only experience trading them was in the worst probably time to, well, worst or best, and that was in '08, '09, where there were, swings of, well, 60 to 100, even more on a day, and I had no idea what I was doing. I mean, it was a wild, wild, wild. I think I'll just stick with stocks, and that's kind of what I know best, and that's it. Yeah, it's before your time, Frank. All right. Okay, guys. WSC. I was mentioning this one earlier. This is one that had popped, and then now it's starting to drop a lot. Not following. I mean, did not really rally with the market at all. Oh yeah, there. I mean, it is so liquid. No idea. I have no idea how old Dusty was. Well, that's a bummer. That's all I can say. That's a real bummer. All right. Well, let me. Haven't gone over this at all. These two windows right here. And tomorrow I'll definitely find out about when the similar tab will be available. It's got to be fairly soon, I would think. It seems to be working okay for me. So the similar tab, what it does is, these will be the same, essentially the same. I mean, it's like a top list, but so the similar tab, what I've done is I've duplicated this window, so there it is there, and then I duplicate it again, so there it is there. So why do I do that? And what is the similar? So what happens is when you click on LDL, now not very many in that BVN. So there's BVN. So in the sector it's in, silver ore mining, in that sector, here are the other companies. Okay, and so you can see how is BVN doing compared to the rest of them. So what I've done is I've sorted it on the change from the close percent. So you can see CDE is right at the top here. And BVN, why is it at the top? Because I've duplicated this window and then I've sorted on the change from the close percent, but to show me the ones that are down the most. So this shows me the ones that are up the most. This shows me the ones that are down the most. No, this is the first, I figured maybe something like that real, but this is the first time that it's been verified, for me anyway. Yeah, he touched a lot of us, guys. I mean, he was a real character. I know some people didn't like him because of the way he posted and it's sort of a little bit gibberish and all. But once you got used to it, I mean, he was a wealth of knowledge, and I think he only he only tried to be positive. Yeah. So anyway, that's why I have these two right here. Okay, so it's you want to see how you want to see how your symbol is doing compared to the rest in the same sector. It's this similar. That's what the similar tab. Again, it's not available yet for you guys, but hopefully it's got to be pretty darn soon. I've been using this, I think, for a couple of weeks now. Yeah, I can't remember her name either. Eventually, I had to ban her, not because of what she was doing to Dusty. It had nothing to do with that. It was something else. I can't even remember. Marsha, there you go. Anyway, my goodness, that's I'm trying to still digest that. Meanwhile, guys, now this is one I know I mentioned a little while ago. It hadn't yet recovered or followed the SPY, but look at this now. WVE. It is an earnings play. Really didn't. And there, look at the pop there. I know I talked about this one and see if it could ever pop out of here. Go big red, yeah. Well, I'll have to collect a bunch of Dustyisms. Well, that DXR, remember this one in the pre-market? Low float. Hopefully nobody got hurt by that one. Still a terrible spread. The spread never really tightened. Yeah, Mark's a little bit sleepy. Come on, we need these 200, 300, 400 point swings in 5 minutes. I am just going to, keep that ELA and see what happens. I actually said in the video that I just did, I might even swing this. I don't know what's going on. I might have to do a little bit of research to find out what the heck happened here. I'm sure this was just maybe another company that maybe got bought out, and then symbols, because that's back in 2016, and then this company started with that symbol. I have to assume something like that happened. Okay, so Dimitri, I know you've been in the room before, and you have probably had your hardware accelerator disabled from on Chrome. You have to do it again, okay? You have to do it again. There was a Chrome update last week, and it turned all the hardware accelerators back on if you had disabled it. So you just have to go through the process again. Use Chrome, disable the hardware accelerator, and then close down the browser and load it again, and you will be good to go, okay? I have no idea what's special about ELA, other than it's making me money. So it's special for me. And as I said, it showed up in this one that we're testing, this call it an AI segment that we're testing. So, I mean, that's the only reason I ever saw it. Yeah, well, I mean, I just looked at the way it was basing here, and it's not a even though it's only 7.7 million in the float, it just wasn't too wild. So I thought, okay, what's the worst that can happen? Famous last words. Yeah, I think it probably was 29.92 at one point. Yeah, 29.92, not bad, about a dollar. Let's look. I mean, I can't count this one as being good. I honestly can't. I mean, yes, 24.45, and it hit 29.70. So you might be thinking, well, Barry, how can you not count it as being good? The reason being is that it was so choppy at the beginning. I'm positive I did not delete that, but oh well. STNE, I didn't see that pre-market, but let's take a look. Or maybe after hours, you mean? Yeah, it releases after hours. STNE, after hours. So there are still a fair number of earnings plays this week, guys. I think I saw about 100, or sorry, 500 of them. I think there were about 500. So we'll still have an active earnings week. I think after that it might go down to 200, which is really nothing. CPHI? Yeah, I just don't see an edge right now. I mean, it's just, I mean, you see, when I see a 15-minute chart, a 5-minute chart that looks like this, with all these topping tails and bottoming tails, I mean, they're not huge. This one obviously was at the beginning. There's just to me, there's no edge yet. And the other thing, I do have an alert set right up here, 147. In the pre-market, that's exactly where it got to. Not that I honestly think that high that month in January of 2018 stalled it, but I mean that's where it stalled. If you look at the pre-market high for CPHI, that's exactly where it stalled. Now, if it takes that out, let's back this up on a weekly chart. I mean, yeah, I mean it's got room. If it can take that out, it's got room into the two. So now I know you'd be giving up a lot, but right now, to me, there's no There's no edge. I mean, if anything, it looks like it wants to drift down. All right, LDL. Now that could be a really interesting one. It's not an all-time low, but I don't know where the support is. LDL. Let's back this up a few years. That's 2000. Who cares? 2013. So I don't see any support for LDL, and it has just taken out the whole number. Not very much volume. It doesn't trade very much, and it's a low float. So you always have to be a little bit wary. But it is after hours. It's TNE. It's after hours. So I always phrase it kind of like this: the bets are being placed right now that it's going to be a good earnings release. Okay. And that's for the STNE. Okay, I'm just again. I want to keep my eye on how this is acting. Why is it taking the trades from here? Core is an earnings play, I do believe. Core is an earnings play. Yeah. Release pre-market. Yeah. Yeah, he would do that exactly. Well, there's another guy, poor Leon. Ooh. Guys, I forgot I have a priority meeting right now. A priority meeting, a development meeting, the once a month. So I have to put myself on mute, okay? again. Okay. Listen, Alex, if you can only see half the screen, it's because you should be, number one, I know you're using Chrome as your browser, but you have to disable your hardware accelerator. If you did it in the past, what happened is last week there was an update to Chrome and it looks like it turned on the hardware accelerators on again. So you have to do that again, okay? So disable the hardware accelerator and then you have to close your browser and reopen it, all right? And guys, I don't know how many. And now I was very, here I'm in this development meeting, and I'm watching the ELA. So you saw that I got in this one around 3:03, and I sold some at 3:31, 3:32. I watched this really like a hawk here because I was thinking, it might really stall at that 350 mark. There was that topping tail. The minute it started to slide, I thought, you know what, I'm going to take it out. So I got out at 338, and look what it did. I mean, that's crazy action, 315, after being really, really mellow for most of the day, or for most of that move. And all of a sudden now it's going crazy. So I'm all out of it. And I'm also shutting the room down. Unless we have some questions. I'll certainly stick around for some questions, considering the development meeting kind of took a lot more time than I thought. If you have any questions, I'll certainly stick around. But only the two trades today, just the ELA and the PRTK. And, PRTK was okay, but the ELA on a percentage basis was wonderful. And again, it came from that Holly, or one of the AI segments that we're testing, less than $20. There's the PAM working well. The EXTN is working nicely. The Zixi hasn't really moved yet. And this one didn't work. The NH worked for a bit. Again, this is not available for you. So if there are no more questions, I don't see any questions. So if there are no more questions, I think I will wrap this up. I'll just say closing the room at 3:15 just to... and I see it took these. Yeah, I really have to figure out why they're taking these trades again. Yeah, for me, there's no rhyme and reason for it. Rhyme or reason for it. Now, I did do something like this, but that shouldn't matter. Edit trading strategy. And I guess I'm going to have to recheck that. That will stop it for sure, but I didn't think I would have to do that. Well, if you're asking me, I don't know. But regarding Tiva, I really don't know. I know, yeah. I mean, I know it's a virus play, but I don't know. All right, guys. I think that's it. I don't see any other questions, so. No, I guess I'll wait till 3:15. Hey, no problem, guys. And I'm still kind of somber from finding out about Dusty. That's really, really saddened me. Just looking at the... Well, we found out that he did pass away I don't know when exactly, but he did pass away. I don't know. Well, maybe they posted in the room and I just didn't see it. I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea. I have not a clue. As you guys remember, he was literally here one day and not the next. All right, guys. I think I'll shut it down now. Okay. So we'll see you tomorrow at. I'll open the room tomorrow at 9 o'clock. So thanks for all the participation. And again, we'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Have a great evening, everybody. Bye bye.